So on today's episode of the CryptoCast podcast, I have Mr. David Velvethy of CryFin, and you are the Chief Business Officer, if I am correct.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about CryFin and what you guys do?
Yeah. Well, in a very simple way, we are digital asset managers. We are a company that is, let's say, helping you not only to get into cryptocurrencies, but to use it as an opportunity to get more money from it. If I would be very simple in this sense, we are offering services for qualified investors. We are in the retail market as well. Easy, simple way to buy Bitcoin, for instance. But we are also offering our services to institutions, to big financial institutions.
Very nice. And can you give us, I guess, a quick history about yourself? I know we were speaking earlier, you have quite extensive experience in legacy financial institutions and stock trading. And how's that transition been, I guess? Or I guess give us a little bit of history, and then also, I guess, the transition from traditional finance to now this cryptocurrency.
I'm in the financial sector for over 13 years now, probably more than 7 to 8 years. I worked for a big financial institution in Europe. It's a, let's say, stock market, stock broker, the first online broker in Europe, originally from Italy, then many activities over the Europe. And I was responsible for the business activities in Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, let's call it Central and Eastern Europe. Well, I was one of the highest positioned managers in the company, and I was directly reporting to the CEO. When I saw the opportunity of the crypto, well, first it wasn't an opportunity for me. It was that it will disappear. Let's not talk. Let's not waste time. Let's get focused on another topic, which took me a couple of months for sure to understand. I was pitched originally by some very young gentlemen, very techie guys, and it was not very convincing, to be honest. So I was not 100% the biggest fan. But then I saw something different. When the Bitcoin went to the CME as a futures, well, that was a different story because we were, as a financial institution, able to work only with regulated assets. Then we had to work with Bitcoin as well, right? And that was the first, the real opportunity when I was long on Bitcoin. And that's, maybe you've already heard about the basic idea. When something is in rumors, go and buy. When something is official, you can close the long position. I did it during the bull run, Bitcoin becoming the futures, and so that was quite nice. But then I realized that there could be a much bigger potential in the technology behind that, and that's really still in my head as a game changer. Because we can talk about Bitcoin and its value and its future, if any, I don't know. I'm not having some crystal ball to look at every morning and to see how the future will look today or tomorrow. But if we compare it very simply with some normal currency where there is value transfer idea behind, Bitcoin might do just that. But the technology behind that is absolutely different. The blockchain technology, that was the real opportunity. And when I was able to look into that and learn how sophisticated this could be and how cost effective this will be in the future, well, then that was the time I really got and become a fan. Not only of cryptocurrencies in this sense, but also of the technology behind that. And I'm very happy to say that today I'm in the fintech company, one of the pioneers in the Central and Eastern Europe for sure. In CryFin, we are the biggest asset manager already in the Czech Republic, Slovakia, which are not the biggest markets on planet, but quite difficult to let's say get into in the sense of conservative thinking of the people here. So we have already this milestone behind us, and I think we might see even bigger and better future in upcoming months and years.
Nice. So I know that earlier on, before we started actually recording, you had mentioned that, or I guess I used the analogy that you were kind of on the legacy financial ship, and you saw this kind of smaller ship that was maybe having a little bit of a better time, the cryptocurrency ship, where things were looking a little brighter, getting a little faster, getting a little bit more interesting. And I guess your conclusion on that, though, is that you foresee that both ships would kind of start sailing together. And I actually want to touch on what exactly you have in mind, or what you think will happen. But I guess I know you said you don't have a crystal ball, but do you have kind of any ideas or any sense based on your experience in the legacy financial community, like maybe what elements of cryptocurrency we might start seeing, I guess in terms of this partnership between crypto and legacy finance, if that makes any sense?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, I like the comparison with the two ships. Yeah, for sure. We were the big financial institution ship, and we had some laugh over the cryptocurrencies, like, yes, it will disappear. We've read and heard from Warren Buffett saying that okay, whatever end it will have, it will be a bad end for sure, something like that. So yeah, from the beginning it was like, okay, let's see what will become of it. For sure, nobody took it seriously. But then the ship is not getting slower. The ship is getting bigger, and it seems that it's much stronger. It's transparent. It's using already technology that will for sure be in the future. So from my perspective of the financial institution, I was like, come on, man, we need to do something about that as well. We should learn. We should absolutely consider it as one of the partnership that we might need even in the future. So what is my position right now is trying to combine those two things: the point of view of institutional like banks, like hedge funds or general funds, and also to help those fintech companies with the communication, with explanation, with just taking it more seriously, really, just to make sure that the information that are probably fantastic, but are serious enough to stand behind them. That's why I was really able and willing to bet with my name and with my career, and to jump on this fintech ship. So I would like to see those two ships going together. That's for sure. And we already have, if we look into the bigger picture, big tech like Amazon, Apple, Google, for instance, or Facebook. These are really the biggest investors in financial sector. And if I like, let's use a couple of examples. The last year, Apple introduced the credit card solution, which is absolutely something that makes sense, because why do we need other companies' credit cards if that's not there is no need. Apple can have its own, and it's using a financial institution like Goldman Sachs to make a tandem. Same as Google wanted to introduce customer bank accounts with Citibank. And I think this is really some kind of idea that makes me very happy, that those two, like big tech and big finance, works together and can do much more in the future. So what I would like to say is that, okay, there is cryptocurrencies. Okay, somebody might feel the absolute positive, somebody might feel absolute negative, but somewhere in the between is the true, in let's say in typical cases, and the technology behind that is not only elegant, but it's ready to be used, and it's also cost effective. So where I see the future, back to your question, is that we will see blockchain technology in the future. I'm absolutely sure about that, because it makes sense and it's easy to understand the value and it's cost effective. So why not to start using this technology in financial markets? And if we are already having that, which is generally the cryptocurrency market, we just need to understand as financial institutions that this could be the new normal.
You mentioned the new normal. So what exactly do you think is going to happen then with cryptocurrency markets and legacy markets in the coming months? Like, you think we'll see a pullback in March, the same like we saw in March, or?
Yeah, actually, I think so. I think we'll see a pullback. Just, I don't know if a little, or it will be like the something we saw in March and April, but I don't think we will have so much fear as it was before. On the other side, I don't see. I cannot predict the future. The second wave might be, you know, quite dangerous itself. So I'm not really sure. But what I see that will happen is that people, especially the financial institutions, will see also a Bitcoin as the hedge against the regular currencies. We already saw that during the pandemic, that some of the institutions like hedge funds used Bitcoin futures as a hedge. This was actually the first time ever that something like that happened, and it was very, very interesting, especially from my point of view. I think we will see much more of those. I think the gold is already we know how the gold works for so many years, and now this could be this crypto sophisticated currency called Bitcoin. This could be another opportunity for those who want to hedge against printing dollar against USD. Basically, the whole position is like, okay, if you don't buy I just read a tweet like that. It was quite funny for me. It was like, if you don't buy Bitcoin, it's and you consider the bigger picture, it's something that is like you would go long on US dollar. And going long on US dollar, especially in this situation, is not something I would be very happy about to do with my own money, from my perspective. So this is kind of interesting. And since we have the V-shaped recovery in the stocks, we saw that the money can be taken out and can be put back to the use very quickly. I think we will not see as it was before, but it might be something that will be very terrifying. I mean, if I look from my perspective, so many people is just getting worse. There's a seasonal flu coming as every like the same period every year. So we will see. It will be quite difficult to if it's a seasonal flu or if it's a COVID-19. So this is something that will probably take some of the liquidity out of the market. But in the bigger picture, as we discussed before, I think that the main question is if the people who are willing to invest, if they are speculators, if they are expecting quick revenues within upcoming months, or they are, let's say, willing to invest in the technology, which has much longer potential, and we are talking about years. So if somebody from the longer perspective will see this pandemic, this second wave, this terrible situation, they can also see that it could be a potentially good opportunity to buy Bitcoin on some interesting prices. So if I would talking about my personal funds, I'm actually expecting that we might be able to hit some interesting levels. Something that we saw during these 3 days back, where the Bitcoin hit the level of $10,000. This might be, from my perspective, an interesting entry point. With, of course, some of the portfolio, not with everything.
Of course, and I guess we had also spoken earlier that so CryFin is expanding or will be expanding into Poland, and of course the largest in Czech Republic and Slovakia. So what exactly are you guys doing? Are there any discussions in CryptoCast about like kind of the pandemic and how you're going to be potentially supporting clients and customers, and if there's the potential for any other people who are interested? Of course, you had said that they could get in contact with you, but is there anything specifically like now with coronavirus, any sort of service that CryptoCast is offering or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the question. Actually, we see a huge demand from the people. As I said before, we are able to offer the service to retailers, which means that if somebody is interested in buying Bitcoin and doesn't have a clue about all the things, how it works, don't know what is the limit order, anything like that, we offer a very simple solution and very easy one. So everyone can get the Bitcoin. Right now, we limit just the entry point to $1,000, which is like the minimum that we are able to proceed for a reasonable price. And so you can end up with Bitcoin, and it's easy way. But that's not the whole service, because we offer the allocation, which means that we have a contract. You put a Bitcoin into our allocation, and we will give you more Bitcoin back in time. If you would like to have the biggest earn, you can subscribe for a contract for up to 2 years, which means that we will give you 6% every year back in Bitcoin. So for those who are, let's say, interesting in buying this based on technology and are in for long term, this might be a very nice option. Easy way to buy Bitcoin and very reasonable, let's say, revenue out of the Bitcoin and back in the Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin price will be, lower or higher than right now, we will just pay back more Bitcoins in the future. So, but by the way, this is what we use is not a DeFi or anything like that. We just simply use trading on our own and just, let's say, put the good Bitcoin in a good use. So that's how we do it. For institutional partners, we just have the, let's say, we offer the technology in the B2B segment or in a B2B cooperation, where those institutional partners who are interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, and probably have already some demand from the public, it could be a difficult part for them to deliver Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies because there is some technology that needs to be built, because there are some regulatory issues, etc., etc. We can, with our help, with the CryptoCast's help, we can skip all that and just make a contract and being able to deliver very nice, even for the future, even some financial instruments based on the cryptocurrency. So we are a B2B provider. We don't need to be seen. We are a technological provider for those institutions. So again, there could be another possibility, and this is especially interesting for new countries because they already have customers base, they already have recognition on the local market. They just may need the technology, and we are not only able to provide it with the spectacular standards, but also with the regulatory in our, let's say, we can provide it all. That's the message.
That's awesome. And I was curious again, David, if you could again go through kind of your personal, I guess, investments in cryptocurrency, and we had discussed a little bit about your exit strategy. If you could go through that again, just for everyone.
Yeah, sure, very happy to. Please think about me as this guy who is from institution and is not, let's say, the smartest guy on the planet. But what I know is that the technology behind the cryptocurrencies and the biggest one I consider like Bitcoin or Ethereum, those might be just the right opportunity for diversification of my portfolio. So first, the Bitcoin, we already know that there is a Bitcoin futures on a Chicago Mercantile Exchange, which is regulated. So this is first what I would like to consider. If any, okay, this is regulated. This is something that for me, it's okay to use. The second is the Ethereum, and this is because I just recently got into this technology and into the Ethereum 2.0, which might be, from my perspective, a game changer. And it could be just really, really useful to have some Ethereum as well. And just to, let's say, just to taste the water a little bit. So what I do is that I have 2 Bitcoins right now. I'm going long, that's for sure, in this, which also means that I'm not in for a speculation for some quick returns. That's not really what I am able to do, as I'm not a trader. But this is first. So I'm using, let's say, up to 15% of my portfolio in cryptocurrencies. And that's very comfortable zone, by the way, because I really know much more about the technology than I used to do. So 15% is very, very nice. And I'm even willing to go higher with this stake in the cryptos. And I also have 35 Ethereums, which was really like a test water first entry. And in these days, when I saw the coming back, I'm really willing to invest more, especially on these levels. As I said, Bitcoin was around 10,000. This could be a support line for me so far, and this is similar could be with Ethereum. So this is how I think. I know that there are some like niche for the moment, the niche cryptocurrencies, but it's like I consider it like a startup. So in the sense that it's all technologically probably brilliant, ingenious, or something like that. But I'm not really able to understand everything like that. So I'm giving it time. I'm not in for on 1000% per year or something like that. I've heard it's possible. I'm not. I'm just waiting for the big players to move in. Something like Google, something like Facebook, or these players, they might see something I'm missing. But if they do, well, that's time for me to consider it valid and a real opportunity.
Awesome. And just to wrap up, so where can people, I guess, either get in touch with CryFin or get in touch with you if they have any questions about the services and that you outlined earlier, or maybe just have any questions about cryptocurrency investing and stuff like that?
Sure. They can visit our website. It's CryFin.com. Very, very simple. It's like crypto finance, CryFin.com, or they can contact me directly. It's david.velvethy@CryFin.com. I will be very happy to answer if I know, of course, the answer.
Well, thank you so much, David, again, for your time and for your patience with the kind of the connections issues we had earlier. Yeah, it was a pleasure speaking to you, and I hope to speak again to you soon. If and when all these big tech giants start moving in, I'm definitely going to want to have you on again to get your take on what they're going to do there.
Sure, I'm available. Thank you again. It was a pleasure.
Take care, David.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.